Hey guys, happy Monday. Have my friend from Value Place, Todd Sullivan, on here, and the wonderful young Valerie in her cap. We don't have anything incredibly clever planned for the Red Sox part of the program today, but we did want to live up to our bet. Todd, what's happening, my friend?
Oil and gas. Oil and gas are running, aren't they?
Yeah, it's crazy, right? You know, I thought about jumping back into UNG today, and I saw it go over 16. I thought, gosh, man, I don't know. I know you're holding some options now. I'm looking for the next pullback to jump back in.
You know, it pulled way back I think last week when you got in, right?
Yeah.
Real good trade, and it's run up to 6, up almost 10% today now.
Yeah.
I think it's been oversold for a while, and this may be it returning back to where it should be. So I don't know if we're going to get another dip. I mean, anytime you run 10% in a day, you got to get kind of leery, you know.
Yeah, I just don't know because it seems like it's across the board, right?
Yeah, well, it is. I mean, gas, oil, you know, USO is up almost 3, natural gas is up 10. Now, there's been this real disparity between natural gas and oil. You know, oil's kind of risen and gas has fallen, and typically there's some sort of correlation in their prices. So this could be just a function of natural gas catching up to where it should be.
And things equaling out.
Yeah, in terms of oil. So we hold the 16 October calls. We had a bunch of those we picked up a while back, so... you know, I'm not in any hurry to sell this thing because I got plenty of time. I got a trailing stop in 20 cents below the current bid. So we're in the money no matter what happens.
Beautiful.
So that's good. Anything that happens from here, we'll just kind of ride it up. And if we do get that correction and we get stopped out, if it keeps dropping, then I'll pick more up. Because I still think in my soul that the long-term trend is up for oil. I'm up for oil and up for gas, I should say. You know, the oil, we still hold some of the calls, the January 2010 calls. I still hold those for oil. Again, trailing stop on those. So we're 45% in the money on those and just kind of sit and see what happens with it. Let it run, you know.
Hey, my friend, I'll tell you where we're really in the money, man, is your doggone GGP up another 14, 15, 20% today, depending on what time we take a look at it.
Yeah, you know, I think people are finally getting that story. You know, after last week's run, you kind of wonder what was going to happen today. If it was going to be just those sell-offs. But, you know, you have 20 million shares in a couple of days, another 10 million today. That's serious buying. You know, that's not a couple people pushing up a low price stock. So that's volume coming into it. You know, people have had the weekend to digest Activ's presentation that came out late last week. So you would figure that if there was some serious doubt there about it, or people weren't buying what he was saying in it, that today would have been the day.
Right, to look for a sell-off.
Exactly, and it didn't, and it's following through. And you know what? I think this is going to be one of those deals that we look back at this in 6 months from now and look at the steady climb of the stock throughout the bankruptcy process. You know, again, barring any bizarre, you know, you can never really discount what could happen in court and what the courts could rule or something like that. But
yes, the judge misbehaving.
I mean, you never know. But.
Now, we see your News Corp, your NWSA, my friend, up to 1030, which is like another 5 1/4 jump today.
Yeah, well, you know what? News Corp is they're raising rates and they're increasing paid subscriptions on their newspaper and internet sites in a recession when every other media company is begging and groveling for a government bailout practically. So, you know, anytime you got a company that is growing stronger in a recession, you know that when they come out of the recession, that strength is going to magnify versus their rival.
Yeah,
so.
made me laugh today. I saw another article about the death of newspapers and how bad the newspaper business is, and I thought, gosh, man, these people got to be reading or watching or something, man, because they have strong ones, and the Wall Street Journal seems to be doing just fine.
You know, they're doing great, and they got their paid site is doing well too. And the thing of the Journal is, you know, most of what you read in your local papers is recycled from yesterday. You know, and the Journal is in a kind of a different paradigm. They kind of set the news for the day for people. You know what I mean? Like if you get the Journal,
it's
and you read
all new original content rather than just another rehashed AP feed.
Exactly. So when you took it up in the morning, that's that day. This isn't like you said, a rehash of what happened yesterday. And your local papers, and even to a certain extent, the Boston Globe, and I've said a long time, close it down and just print the sports section because that's the only relative thing in it. Everything else is just
Now, you know something else, my friend? Do you think Playboy's going to get any TARP or TAL funds?
Yeah, can you imagine that?
Because I see that they're bringing in the CEO who's known to be like the turnaround and sell guy.
Yeah, we're going to get some stimulus for Playboy, are we?
Careful, I have Valerie here. She's a little too young to hear this kind of thing.
Playboy's going to tap the tarp and get stimulus.
Yeah, you better just behave. What else you looking at, my friend?
Yeah, I'm focused on what I have right now, and I'm waiting for oil to pull back. I think oil ran a lot in the last month, and I think what oil ran on is expectations of an economic turnaround happening very soon. And I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think housing is going to turn until next year. I think we're going to do better, but right. Negative 3% or negative 2% GDP is better, but it's still shrinking. So I think when those realities have to trickle in, you may get a sell-off on oil. And I'm still bullish on gas because I think gas is closing the gap versus oil.
It's nice to see the gas coming up like that.
Yeah, and I think that'll continue. We're coming to the summer heating season, so there's always the hurricane. We don't know what's going to happen with that. We've had 2 years really of nothing. If we get a big hurricane or two, that throws energy markets into a tizzy every time. So you could get some huge spikes there. So I like oil. I like gas where it is. Oil, I'm waiting for oil to kind of sell off a little bit, and then I'm going to hop back in. A long-term, oil's got nowhere to go up. It really doesn't.
I'd like to jump back in on both of them, but I'm going to take I don't know when this is going to happen. I've been looking at TBT a little bit, right, thinking about shorting some 20-year treasuries. Oh. And I'm looking for a pullback on gas and oil, and I'll probably jump back into both of them.
My shrinking dollar play is Phillip Morris International, to tell you the truth.
Oh, is that right?
Well, you think about it, they're selling all of their stuff overseas, and they're converting it to dollars to report is for earnings, right? So you got a 5% dividend yield. You're selling cigarettes in largely unregulated markets in which Phillip Morris has a partnership in a lot of the countries that they're operating with governments, like they are in China.
Right.
So they're really saying there's no litigation risk, and the more the dollar drops, the more that increases their earnings versus the currencies they're selling cigarettes in and converting to dollars.
Boy, that's clever. You are a smart son of a gun, man. Hey, again, Valerie is here with her cap on,
Go ahead, Skims. Socks.
That's my little trader here, my friend. One to pay off to you. Super well done. And we'll look for you when GGP hits 3.
See you. Might probably be Friday, right, Val?
Oh, yeah.
Got it. All right. Well, do you know what? I can take the pain as long as it just keeps going up and up.
Right? Bleed all the way to the bank. Who cares?
Yeah, that's right. I wish you'd kill me 3 more times like that, brother. Thanks very much for taking the time to join us today.
Have a great day.
Todd's the best researcher that I know. I tell you this every day. You should start off each of your days reading his blog, just like I do, at valueplays.blogspot.com. Come on back to the website, WSMCO.com. I'll have a link straight through for you, and you ought to read him every day. I'm making an awful lot of money from his GGP. I foolishly sold his NWSA too soon, but I'll be jumping back into that again. He's the best researcher out there, and you should benefit from it. Have a great day.